What is going on, everybody? This your boy BigboyfactsJonny. Tonight I'm going to do my Aew Fyter Fest Night 1 review and highlights you guys to do. Hit that like button, helps the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to my channel. Follow my social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, my TikTok, and Twitch down below in the description. Let's get started. What a great episode of Aew Fyter Fest Night 1. I really enjoyed the show. We're kicking things off with the IWGP United States Championship, Jon Moxley versus Karl Anderson. This was a great match to kick off the show. It says Eddie Kingston brawls with Doc to start the match as they both battle in the crowd. Karl boots Jon in the corner and the two talk trash to one another. Moxley chants as they trade shots. Mox gets the better of it as he elbows the back of Anderson's head. Anderson chops Mox in the corner. He lures Karl out as the two opponents make their way up to the stage. Anderson suplexes Mox on the entryway. Mox soon corners Karl before rolling him back in the ring. Anderson knocks Jon off the apron with a shotgun drop kick. Anderson gets Mox back in, chokes him with the boot in the corner. Mox punches back, but Anderson nails his arm buster for a 2 count. Mox climbs up top, rakes Karl's back and bites him before nailing a superplex. Mox gets boot in the corner. Both men go back and forth. A double clothesline downs both men. Both get to their feet, but Mox locks in a sleeper. He calls an audible and goes for a Karl driver, but Karl hits one of his own for 2. Karl hits a cutter off the top for another 2. Mox nails some shot, but Karl hits a gut start. Mox's nose is bleeding. Karl hits a TKO for a very near fall. Mox catches a leaping Karl after a gun stun attempt. He hits a ripcord clothesline and hits a paradigm shift for the finish. The winner of the match is still your IWGP United States Champion, Jon Moxley. It was so great to see Jon Moxley at Aew Fyter Fest Night 1. This was a good match. After the bout, Lance Archer is backstage with Jake Roberts. He then recounts that he's aiming for a rematch for the IWGP US belt. He wants to have a second Texas Death Match next week on Fyter Fest Night 2. Back from break, Andrade El Idolo is looking for the Death Triangle. So we get match card number 2 for the FTW Championship. Ricky Starks versus Brian Cage. This was pretty good for what it was. Taz is on commentary and both Hook and Hobbs are at ringside for this family feud. Bell rings and Ricky chants are heard from his hometown crowd. Head toss by Cage. Big gorilla press by Cage before he does a series of Irish whips in the corner. He punt kicks Ricky in the chest up top. Power slam for a cover. 1, 2, 3. Starks avoids a running spear in the corner, and it allows Ricky to focus on Cage's arm. He nails a drop kick to Cage upper top, and we go to break. Back from break, Ricky nails a perfect bomb on Cage for a near fall. Ricky goes to the outside and grabs the belt, but Brian gets a shot in. Cage pulls him hard into the post. Back in the ring, Cage goes for a German suplex. He hits a spinning Falcon Arrow on Ricky, who gets his foot on the ropes to break the count. Ricky Starks goes for a swinging DDT, but Cage catches him with a super kick for a 2 count. Starks goes to the apron and he flips over to sit out powerbomb for a close fall. Starks goes to grab the belt, but Hobbs pulls it from him. Ricky is stunned, and Cage hits the F5 for a near fall. Cage soon starts up for a big time. Later, and Hook gets on the apron that distracts the ref. Hobbs hops on and hits Cage with the title and starts spears him for the W. The winner and your new FTW champion, Ricky Starks. So that means Brian Cage is kicked out of Team Taz. That's all I gotta say. A fired up Cody Rhodes walk over to commentary and start cutting a promo on Malachi Black. He says he's getting on the mic and in the ring and does so. He tells Malachi Black to answer the call. Malachi appears on the big screen. He talks about how he once saw a man kill a horse. That man saw the spirit out of the horse, and when Malachi Black saw Cody and Arn last week, he saw the same thing. Cody calls Black out once more, then the lights go out. There appears Malachi Black in the ring. The two men brawl it out before officials, including Jerry Lynn, comes to break it up. Alright, Ortiz and Santana caused Tully Blanchard backstage and threatened to hit him with a tire iron. They don't, but tell him to bring his boys. Tully plans to. Tony Schiavone introduced Hangman Page to the live Texas crowd. He gets asked about Kenny Omega. He said since little day one he wanted to become world champion, but he failed. He says the Dark Order is right. He still needs that championship. So he's here to challenge Outcomes, Don Callis, and the Elite. They all take their turn on the stick before a jumpsuited Matt comes out to the canvas to confront the friend who abandoned him. He did it for a bunch of nerves, and he can smell the booze still on his breath. A lonely drunk failure. He then called Hangman the next wrestling tragedy before challenging him to slug match. Hangman obliged, and he is about to get hit from behind by Kenny Omega. Out comes Dark Order. Kenny and the crew bells as Hangman still wants a piece of him tonight. Kenny positions for a 5-man tag team elimination match. Hangman says that if they win, he get a world title shot, and the Dark Order gets a tag title shot. I'm fine with this one, so I'm down with this one. Kenny says they didn't get anything if they win. How about Hangman lose his title shot, and so does Dark Order? He says Adam is afraid of failure. He can't wait until Cowboy turns the belt collector. Hangman accepts. This was a great segment by Hangman Page. I love this segment. If you guys missed this segment, go watch that segment again by Hangman Page. This was a great segment. I enjoyed it. Chris Jericho talks about the 5 labors he going to get what he wanted. He will walk through fire to get through him. He keeps talking, and Sean Pierce jabs him in the throat with a steel chair. Him and MJF hold him down, and MJF tells him that next week Jericho will have to face Spears in singles competition. Spears can use a chair, but Chris can't. So we get match card number 3. Matt Hardy versus Christian Cage. This match was really good. The crowd was into it. This was a good match. Excalibur knows that Christian has never beat Matt Hardy one-on-one. The two men locked up, and Christian powers Matt to the outside. They still remain locked up until Christian turns into side headlock. He sends Matt into the guardrail before he takes to the skies to the outside on the top of Matt. Back in the ring, he nails his reverse DDT and gets a 2 count. Some painted uppercuts in the corner. 10 punch, Matt elbows free, then drops Christian a DDT into the steel steps as he hung over the ropes. Back in the ring, Matt Hardy hits a neckbreaker, 2 count. He catapults Christian's throat into the second ropes and elbow drop for a 2 count. Back from break, Christian catches Matt with a spear and gets a near fall. He hangs Matt out over the top rope and climbs up top. Fall splash by Christian for a near fall. Christian goes for a tornado DDT up top, but Matt fights him off. Both men are up top. Matt nails a superplex. He covers, but only go for 2. Christian nails an inside cradle for 2. Matt goes for a kill switch, but Matt low blows him. Twisted fate 1-2, no. Matt can't believe it. Matt locks in the lead submission and chokes Christian out on the outside. The referee begins the 10 count and answer right at 9. He immediately hits the kill switch and gets the W. The winner of the match, Christian Cage. This match was really good. The crowd was right into it, like I stated earlier. Alright, HFO go to attack Christian, but Christian post-match, but Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus come out for some backup. Miro cuts a promo saying he's a changed man, and the TNT title was his reward. He is the Redeemer. Tony Schiavone introduced Britt Baker to the ring. A couple weeks ago, Britt got put through a table, but she's fine. She came out the baddest you know what on the block. She says you know what, darling, keeping Nia Rose irrelevant. Nia may be at the top of the food chain, but she's off the menu. She's in a league of her own. Vicky Guevara has the last name that will always keep the relevant, but Nia needs that title to keep relevant. She will always be DMD. Nia and Vicky are backstage and respond. John Moxley cut a backstage promo, says that he's not the hunted, but he's the hunter. Next week, Lance Archer is Texas dead. So we get Wheeler Yuta versus Sammy Guevara. This was a quick match. Blade and Bunny are shown sitting ringside. Sammy leaps over Yuta and hits a nice dropkick to send Yuta to the outside. Sammy Guevara hits a flipping power slam, but Sammy nails a standing shooting star press. He climbs up top and Guevara comes off with a shooting star press, but Yuta gets his knees up. Sammy arm drags Wheeler down, but Wheeler hits a German suplex. Big splash from up top, but it only gets a 1 count on Sammy. Shots are traded. Big back body drop by Sammy Guevara. He hits a springboard cutter on Yuta, GTH, and is good for the 1-2-3. The winner of the match, Sammy Guevara. Alright, let's move on. Penelope versus Yuka Sakazaki. This was solid match. Size switches exchange. Yuka hits a running drop kick and Penelope for bells. Zaki goes to the outside with a rope lead. Cannonball. Back from break, the two women trade shots. Starling suplex for Yuka. Diving lariat for a 2 count. BB kick in the corner. Spring diving back elbow from up top on Penelope for 2. Mid-beam springboard splash for the 1-2-3. The winner of the match, Yuka Sakazaki. Alright, let's move on to the main event of the evening, the Coffin match. I was waiting to talk about this match right here. Ethan Page versus Darby Allin. This was a good main event match right here. I enjoyed this match. This match was really good. Darby immediately goes on the attack and takes off his shirt that reveals a steel plate on his back. Ethan has a surprise of his own as Scorpio comes out of the coffin to attack Darby. During the break, the men find their way to the crowd, but by the time we return, Darby is dropped onto a steel steps, which are in the ring. The bottom rope gets pulled off and Darby fish hooks Ethan in the mouth with it. That was a brutal spot by Darby Allin. Darby drop kicks Ethan into the coffin, and then the two foes duke it out in the coffin. Darby bites Page but gets launched on the coffin on the floor. Ethan Page's head is bleeding. He and Darby Allin battle it out, but ultimately Darby gets Ego Edge onto the phone steps from up top. He drags Darby to the outside, but Darby grabs the eyes of Ethan Page and bites him. He pulls out a skateboard and hops on the back of Page, sending Ethan Page into the coffin. He closed the lid. The winner of the match, Darby Allin. This was a fantastic match right here. It says post-match, Darby Allin Coffin drops the coffin to end the show. That was the best coffin drop by Darby Allin to end the show right there. And that's all I gotta say. Overall, AEW Fyter Fest Night 1 was a good show. If you guys agree with me, sound it off down below in the comment section. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed my AEW Fyter Fest Night 1 review and highlights, please drop a like on this video. That helps to YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to my channel. Follow my social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, my TikTok, and Twitch down below in the description. And I'll see you guys Friday for my WWE SmackDown review and highlights. This your boy BigboyfactsJonny. Have a great night. Stay safe, stay strong, and always stay positive. And I'm out of here, guys. What a great episode of AEW Fyter Fest Night 1.